And I noted this when I did do the unboxing. This bag is gonna be the death of me. Nothing but amazing things to say about this cutie. Hi everyone and welcome back, or welcome if you are new around here. My name is May. Thank you for joining me. Now today I wanted to film a hit or miss or a recent purchase review videos just dedicated to all the handbags that I have added in 2024. So 2024 has definitely been a highlight year for me, specifically for one little piece that came into my collection. If you've been here for a minute, you definitely know who I'm talking about. However, I have been lucky enough to add a few other pieces into my collection as well. I've kind of gotten a lot into certain contemporary brands for this year. I also wanted to have certain styles or certain colors in my collection. And to be honest with you, there are specific trends, I guess if we can call them that I've shared before. I'm just not willing to invest thousands and thousands of dollars in. Therefore, I like to go kind of like the contemporary route. I don't mind paying a high ticket for a classic piece that I know already works in my lifestyle. For something that I'm kind of like experimenting with, I'm a little bit more cautious about. So let's get started with the first piece that I added this year, and that is going to be none other than Nugget. So yes, Nugget was officially the first handbag that made it into this year's sort of handbag purchases. Of course, this was absolutely not planned. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know. Hermes is a box of surprises. You never know when you're gonna get that call that your dream bag or the piece that you asked for is in store. I won't get too into anything in regards to this bag because I just recently did a 6-month review. I'll make sure to link that down below in case you want to check that out. And I have not stopped talking about this piece, as I probably never will stop talking about this piece. Nothing but amazing things to say about this cutie. Just wanted to share with you really quick how I have her dressed currently. I do have one of the newest Pegasus that I was able to get during our trip in Doha. I love kind of all the monochromatic colors and how they pair together. And even though I said that I thought a Twilly and a Pegasus or like a Rodeo was gonna be a little bit too much, it's kind of growing on me. It's growing on me. So not only do I have one Twilly, I have a second Twilly. So I ended up getting this Twilly in the pair specifically because I just loved the print of this one. However, it's really nice because if you guys can see here, you do have kind of like the darker sort of details on one side of the Twilly. And then on the other side, I shared this when I unboxed it, but let me just share with you really quick. You do have a lighter sort of detail option there. Really, really love these. I have the same Twilly for my Evelyne in the color black. And I knew that I wanted that one in order to style on the Birkin, and I wasn't going to pass up. I asked her, I need you to order these two in this specific color, and she delivered. So let's get into the second bag that I added this year. I have my little list. Actually, we're gonna go in no particular order because I don't think this is in order. So next up, we're gonna go into a more contemporary brand, and I got this bag at a steal, you guys. I think I paid $140 or something. And I shared it when I unboxed it with you guys, and it is this Cleo Bella mini hobo. I think I just did a haul video and I mentioned a few things about her in that haul video. She fits so much. Like, all of my essentials fit in here so comfortably, which I can't say the same about other bags that I will talk about in this video. I really, really love, let me put my phone down, the rolled handle detail that this bag offers here. I think it's so unique, but at the same time makes it so comfortable whenever you are using the bag. It's super comfortable for me to hold it like so, and it's also very comfortable for me to throw it on the crook of my arm, and she just hangs out there very, very easily. I have to say that I love it. I think I shared in the unboxing video that the idea behind this piece was the fact that I had been wanting the Bottega Mini Jodi, but I couldn't come to spend over $2,000 on that piece just because, in my opinion, I do find it to be a little bit impractical. And it's funny because my sister-in-law has the Mini Jodi, and when she saw the unboxing video where I shared how many things can fit inside, she's like, oh my god, yeah, like you would not be able to fit half of those things in the Mini Jodi. So I think I can officially say that the Mini Jodi has been crossed off the wish list because this one honestly just checks off all the boxes. It's kind of like that little hobo sort of style, but it's different enough where it's not a mini Jody dupe. There's no knots or anything like that. It just kind of gives the vibe, which is exactly what I wanted. Okay, let's go into the next handbag. And this handbag, you guys, let me show you. This bag is gonna be the death of me. So this is my Polene seam in the size mini in the color black. I added this bag right before we went on our London trip because I really wanted to take a tote style bag, but I also wanted a bag that had some sort of like versatility to it. I try to pick and choose the bags that I take during my trips for that reason, because I want to be able to have something that I can have during the day, but at the same time that I can easily incorporate at nighttime. I'm definitely not one of those girls that travels with like a walk or like a little clutch. I carry a few things even when I am traveling. I did point out recently that it actually kind of got a little bit of creasing because on the way back I didn't package her maybe as gently as I should have, so that's my mistake. I definitely have no doubt that it's gonna go back to normal after a few uses, but I did want to mention, because I said I took it on my Doha trip, and this Polene piece, I do think they have for them in like a softer sort of leather, or like a smooth leather, better said. Sorry, my battery died. So let's get back to this one. They do offer it in a smooth leather option in some of their colors. However, if you kind of want that practical sort of option from a handbag, I feel like the grain option is a better option in my opinion. How many times can I say option? But I really enjoyed it, especially this time around when I took it to Doha. We did stay in a resort, so I kind of needed a bag in order to carry some of the things while we were hanging out by the pool and the beach. And I had no concerns while I was using this bag for that in particular, because this leather is like a coated sort of pebbled leather. So I knew that it would be very easy for me to just be able to like wipe it down if anything got on it. And she would look just as perfect as she did when she was making her way to Doha. And that is exactly what happened. If you do carry a laptop, I don't think the mini would be the way to go. It fits inside. Let me bring mine to show you. So here's mine. This is the mini. So you're not gonna fit it inside once it's cinched. You do have to uncinch the sides. And then once you do so, you can go ahead and fit it in there. Let's see how we can get this done. So let me cinch out the sides. Oh, I want to talk about the cinching also, which was something that I got asked. But you see how like it'll lay on the leather just because the laptop is a little bit bigger. Like it fits on this part, but it won't fit laying flat at the bottom unless you end up putting it, is this vertical or horizontal? Horizontal? Vertical. This is vertical. So if you do put it like this, but I mean, that's very uncomfortable. I'm sure you're not gonna wanna carry the bag with the laptop like that. So if you do plan on carrying a laptop inside of it, I would definitely go the larger route rather than the mini. But if you just wanted to carry like your daily essentials as a good like top handle option, as a good shoulder strap option, then the mini you definitely cannot go wrong with. She fits so much. Now what I wanted to mention was that somebody actually said that when they throw it over their shoulder and they're kind of like going to open the bag, that these little magnetic buttons here that it has in order to cinch kind of come undone, and they do. And before, like when it was kind of brand new, what would kind of irritate me, maybe that's the word, is that it would kind of make the bag cinch itself back in. That doesn't happen anymore. Again, just because the leather is kind of molding itself, so it kind of knows that, okay, once I'm cinched out, I'm meant to stay cinched out, sort of thing. All right, next and final black bag for this little video, that is going to be my Evelyne TPM, or the mini Evelyne, which I see some people pronounce it Evelyne, which I think that's how you pronounce it because it does have an E at the end, but many of us also say Evelyn, so either or. So this little piece I did do kind of like a first impressions video on. Okay, let me tell you how I'm feeling about this piece at the moment. She is tiny. She is a tiny little piece. Keep that in mind. I've definitely have had to play around with the way that I carry my things in here, because when I want to try to fit all of my essentials, it unfortunately hasn't worked out, and it's just kind of been uncomfortable for me to then get in and reach for the things that I need. I'm not one of those people, and I say it all the time when I see like those videos of people just like putting as many things as they can in their handbags. I mean, it's super cute for ASMR purposes, but for functionality, I'm just like, how? How is it that you are going to get to the last or the first initial thing that you put inside your handbag after you've put 320 other items on top of that? So I want to be intentional when I pack my bags. For that reason, I shared that I did order some organizers, or better yet, they were gifted to me. I did not order these. However, DGAZ is my favorite in particular. I actually purchased 2 for my Birkin previously, and I love them. I think that the material in theirs is nicer. It's also a little bit lighter, so it gives you a little bit more room to play with. So I have this one, and I kind of wanted to share with you how it is that I packed her this weekend. This was the bag that I actually took to see my essay this weekend, and this is how I went about it. So for cards, I ended up taking all the cards out of my Calvi Duo, which was what I was using, and then I have a Target gift card, which I just added in case we stopped by Target. I have my credit card of choice, my ID, and then my health insurance card. And what I did was I put them all in one of the little pockets that the organizer does offer. Then the other thing that I did put inside was obviously my phone. The phone is one of those things that is going to take the most amount of space, especially if you have the larger ones. But if I went ahead and didn't add anything else that was bulky in the center of the organizer, the phone fits in there perfectly fine. Then I did have 2 lip products with me. I had this one, which was the Hermes kind of lip enhancer, I think it's the name, and then my go-to lately, the Rhode lip balm. So I put that one in one of the other slip pockets. And then in this case, I usually have my phones in like little pouches. I just can't find it right now, but I took this one, which is kind of like a plastic style of sunglasses, and what I did was I just slid it on the side of my phone, and honestly, that was all I took. So here's what we have: 2 lip products, my cards, my phone, and then my sunglasses. I could have added my wipes. You guys know me and my wipes. I mean, it fits in there nicely, so I could have definitely gone ahead and put that in there. And then let me show you how it is that it looks once you slide it into the bag. It's gonna fit nicely, and it's also not going to be too bulky, because that is something else that I mentioned in that review video. If you don't have the organizer, what's going to happen is that the pieces are kind of pop, like you see here. That's from the sunglasses. So they start kind of like popping on the leather, and I feel like that's gonna cause negative wear on the leather long term. So therefore, I really try to like place all the things nicely inside. But yeah, I mean, these are pretty much sort of like the essentials that I would just need to carry for a quick errand, which is really what it was. I just, you know, she texted me for something. I don't know if that video is already up or not, but I was like, okay, let me just get ready and head over. And then this was the piece that I grabbed because I wasn't gonna be carrying a lot of things. So just keep that in mind. Again, I know that there are people that do like a ton of what's in my bags, and it's so cute of how many things they actually can fit inside. But for me, it's just being honest as to like what's really practical and what's really gonna be comfortable for me when I need to get inside and grab whatever it is that I need. My Chloe, sorry, I thought I had whacked the other one. It is my Chloe Woody tote in the size medium. So I got this one at a great deal from 24S. I did a whole video in regards to that. Also, all of the videos that I mentioned will be linked down below in case you guys want to go into a little video rabbit hole. But this one I got during June. Actually, it was my birthday month, so I decided to treat myself. I also knew that I had a few beach vacations coming. However, she did not make it to as many of those beach vacations as I thought, just simply because packing wise it wasn't going to work out. However, when I did use her in the times that we were here, like in Miami, and I just did kind of like staycations, I've loved it. I do have to point out a couple of things which I pointed out in a hit or miss video also. and that is the fact that I am kind of worried of the strap getting stained whenever I use like any sort of like tanning cream, oil, or anything like that. Just because, as you can see, the canvas here is a very light colored, and then this is how you're gonna hold the bag whenever you have her. So I did mention it in that video that like if I did put any sort of like tanning oil, I made sure to kind of wash my hands before I grab the bag again, because I do feel like if you have any residue that stays in your hands, it's bound to transfer on to the canvas strap of the bag. Something else that I wanted to share with you that kind of bothers me is the way that it lays on my shoulder. So as you can see, and then maybe this is just like a molding sort of thing. Maybe as I use it more, it'll get more comfortable. But the strap kind of falls on top of the other for it to be comfortable and to stay put. Because if I do wear it kind of like this, it's just a matter of time when this strap is just gonna fall over. So if I do want to make sure that it stays put, I try to put it over my shoulder like this. I'm also wearing a sweater, which is not ideal for this bag, but let's go with it. And I just feel like it's still a little bit like uncomfortable the way that it lays on. It doesn't really stay put on top of the other, and then it'll end up falling off anyways. Let me know if that's happened to you if you do own this piece. Let me know if, as I said, it's just a matter of time for it to like kind of mold to your shoulder. I know that happens a lot with like brand new Longchamp Le Pliage totes. They just fall until like they really get the shape of your shoulder, and then they are absolutely amazing afterwards. So maybe that's the same thing in regards to this one. How could we have ended the video without Daisy? She was added this year as well, so let me give you guys a quick update and just certain things that I have been chatting about with some of you over on Instagram. Can't believe I almost finished this video and didn't talk about her. But this is Daisy. She is my Strathberry mini mosaic handbag, and I got her as my souvenir from our Scotland trip. Actually, Strathberry is originated in Scotland, so that was just like the perfect place in order to be able to add this piece, and I'm so glad I did. I love the leather on this little handbag. I feel like the leather, you guys, honestly, it's very, very reminiscent to Togo leather in the sense of like the softness that it has. I do feel like the graining is a little bit larger than Togo leather itself. Let me see if I can bring her up close and you guys can tell. So Togo, you can see that the graining is a lot tighter, a lot smaller, while this one is a little bit larger. This also reminds me a lot of my Kuyana system totes in the aspect of the type of leather. But again, I feel like it is a great option for the price that you're paying for this piece. The silhouette of this handbag is honestly so comfortable just because you do have the top handle, but it's comfortable where you can put it on the crook of your arm, and you can also open up the bag and do whatever it is that you need to do inside. Now, this one also comes with a crossbody adjustable and removable strap. And one of the things that I wanted to mention, which I actually chatted with you guys, with one of you, I'm sorry, over on my Instagram, was, and I noted this when I did do the unboxing, she actually used the crossbody strap for like, you know, a decent amount of time. And not a decent amount of time, but like she used it for like a couple of outings, you know. And what happened, which is what I kind of notated, was that the metal part of the crossbody strap, it hooks on the same kind of D-ring that the top handle hooks. So my concern, and that was what I mentioned in that video, was that over time, this metal was going to rub on the glazing of the top handle that you can see there and cause it to wear, basically. Because I mean, you could totally see it. I honestly, sometimes like these fashion houses, I'm like, how do these things not run through you guys' mind? But anyways, so that's exactly what happened to her. She wrote to me and she was like, May, this happened. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's such a bummer, because honestly, like, I'm expecting from a handbag, like if you've given me the option to wear a crossbody strap, I don't expect it to wear bad in the first like 5 wears that I have of the bags. In the first 10 wears, 20 wears, like I expect that you thought that through, that you're like, okay, this is going to work and no wear is going to happen to the handbag. Obviously, with long term, if you have the bag for 5-6 years and it's something that you use consistently, then yes, wear is bound to happen. That's inevitable. But something like that, where you gave me the option to put a crossbody strap on this bag, but then I wear it 2 or 3 times and it's already causing wear, I think that that should have just been a little bit better thought through, or just added another sort of like little hook so that we could have attached the crossbody strap and not have it rub against the leather. However, with all that being said, she did let me know that she reached out to Strathberry, and immediately they were like super attentive. They wrote back to her. I'm glad that the brand, you know, backed up their product. So I just wanted to kind of like share that little story, because again, I do think that, you know, even at $500, it's $500 for a handbag. I do expect the handbag to wear well. The last thing that I do want to mention in regards to this piece is that even though it has the top handle here, and some might think that the strap, that the flap, I'm sorry, is a little bit uncomfortable to get in and out of, I feel like the fact that this is such a soft grained leather that the handbag is constructed in, it actually doesn't cause a lot of discomfort, at least in my opinion and when I've used it. I mean, you will see a little bit of creasing because that's normal. I mean, the flap is basically kind of folding, but again, due to the fact that it is a grained leather, I don't think that you're going to see a lot of creasing or a lot of wear in that aspect. Other than that, I love this little piece. I'm so glad that I went with like this fun pop of color. She's actually been super fun to incorporate into my wardrobe. I think that it's also a decent shade of yellow, where I can incorporate her during spring and summer, but I can also take her into fall and winter and like kind of pair her with those with those fallish tones that we incorporate during those seasons. All right, guys, I was just looking around to make sure I wasn't going to miss any other one, but no, I think, oh, actually I do have another one. Oh my gosh, 2024 seriously was like the year of handbags. I had almost forgot. This is my BTB Los Angeles sort of like little pearl rattan kind of cute bag. I added this during one of their sales, and I do have my YSL, which I'll share just kind of like so you guys can see, bag that I tend to grab during spring and summer. I love this piece. It's held up so incredibly well. Wow, that was hard for me to say. It's held up very, very well. So I knew I wanted to add kind of like another one in that sort of like wicker rattan sort of material for summer this year, but I wanted it to be black. However, I didn't want to spend what I spent on that one. So this was a great option. I think this one was under $200. The thing that I loved about it was all the beautiful pearl details that it has throughout. You guys know I love my pearls, and this was just such a fun little touch. It did also come in the natural wicker as well, which I thought was really nice also with the pearls. But again, I was searching for a black option just to have a little bit of versatility. I did actually use her while we were on our Mexico vacation, and she's perfect for like if you're going to a resort and you don't have to carry a towel and you just need to put in here like your sunscreen, maybe like a lip balm, you know, kind of like the basics that you need to be wandering around the resort. She's perfect. She's also a super cute option to incorporate during like your night looks in the resort. So I just thought that she was very versatile and exactly what I needed for like our summer trips that we did have. As per wear, she's held up perfectly fine. There's like no popped wicker or anything like that anywhere. And it does come with, which I wanted to share, like a little kind of like pouch, which obviously you can put all of your things inside, and then you can cinch this up, and then it kind of like makes, you know, sure that everything is secure. You can leave it kind of out like that, or you can just go ahead and put it inside of the bag if you wanted to hide like the little strings and the pouch itself. I just ended up opening up the pouch as a whole and then kind of like shoving it inside of the bag and making it like the outline of the bag. So let me share. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it because obviously it's black, but you see like it's all around the handbag basically, and then I just put my things inside, and I felt like that was a better option. I like to carry my bags open, so the fact that this gave me that option to carry it open like this, it was just easier for me to grab my things. Okay, so we are officially done now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I would love to chat with you in the comment section. If you guys want to share those pieces that you have added in 2024, have you invested in a particular piece, or have you gone sort of like the contemporary route? There are so many good contemporary brands out in the market at the moment that are making quality leather handbags that I feel need to be explored and kind of like played around with. But again, I know there's always going to be those handbags that either you've had on your wish list for so long and now you can finally add them, or a particular piece that you've been like on the fence about and then you had a promotion or you had a raise or it was gifted to you. Whatever the reason is, there's always going to be like either a designer or just a holy grail bag that you've kind of wanted to add into your collection, and this might have been that year. If it was so, I would love to hear about it in the comment section down below. Again, I always appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to hang out with me today, and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Bye everyone.